Yeah, welcome back to match number 2 in our Grixis versus Bots Bust Up versus Browntown miniseries. Uh, we'll be on the draw for this one. Um, Interesting opener. We have a bit of action. We could play Mopal, Tolarian, dismember something, and then probe into more lands. And then also Ballista to kind of get the mana up a little bit. It's a bit vulnerable if this gets Durest or Thoughtseize and we don't draw another 0 drop or land. We are pretty stuck. I think given we've got if this powder wasn't here, I probably would actually gamble on this hand. But as is, I'm just going to take the free mull and hope for a bit more of a hand that is a bit more reliable. This hand doesn't do much. This hand has a workshop. Do like that card. This hand's also a bit of a gamble, but it's got really good mana and we can potentially get to a quick cityscape, which is one of the best cards in the matchup. I think I'm dropping Cave. It's either Cave or Port. I'll be dropping Cave to get Tower for the Nexus is nice, but it's very slow. Don't think on the draw we'll have enough time to do that. So let's just drop the Cave and then maybe the Port on a crucial turn could be valuable. That said, I'll be doing it on their turn 3. But if they don't have a turn 1 or turn 2 threat and this prevents the turn 3 threat, then that would be really nice. Yep, we absolutely baited this Inquisition. Well done us. Good mulligans. Yeah, this mulligan worked out pretty well because the Mox Opal would have been taken. So I'll take that. And that's a great draw as well. Um, let's lead on the Nexus for now. We could just draw Tower to play Khan. Conceals this information, and I definitely don't want to play the workshop until later on, um, just because we're working towards a non-artifact threat. Play no frog. I don't mind a bone man. Don't really care too much about Douthie. It's actually interesting how the Grixis threats are like Deathrite are all very they're all just not that scary against the bot deck except for Frog. Frog's so good. Baraglyph's manageable. We'll see. Okay, that could be good. This port looking good. Surveil off. I think I'll just put the C here. They like the card on top. Okay, good. So we've pretty much got him off of Counterspell. I think that means the door should be open for a Thought Knot. I'd rather get the Thought Knot down first rather than the Khan. This Ponder shuffled, so that's always good as well. Could get dazed here, but that's alright. If it's dazed, then it slows their mana down enough that the Khan will be decently good. Okay, this is fine. So given they didn't have a turn 2 threat, we could have a really nice play here where um, maybe if they just cantrip again or like play a tap land or something, we can go Khan, get Tangle Wire, play it off of the workshop, and then lock them out of game for 2, maybe 3 turns. And I'm just going, just Khaning with impunity at that point. And also you can do like Tangle Wire plus Rashad and Port to really just give them a headache. Murktide, pretty nice. Okay, another Urza land is always welcome. We're through the days now, so I'm just going to play this first. Um, I think I'm still going to get the Tangle Wire just to lock down the Murktide as well. I do have other options over here, but they sound worse than a Tangle Wire, which is like double time walking. Even with a land here, let's assume no bauble or no creature. If it's just land, so they're up to 4 permanents, then I can um, again use the port to lock down everything, which is pretty appealing. We're in a pretty lovely spot where we can just like, even if all these plans fall apart because they, I don't know, Fury. I don't know if they play Fury. I don't think they do. But if they just kill the Khan somehow and we'll find some way to get around the Tangle Wire, we can just play this thing, just FTK their giant dude, and then this thing's just looming. If they kill it, then I just get to play it again with the Unearth. So yeah, it's one of the premium threats against Grixis as well because it's quite counter spell proof as well. Um, yeah, feeling very good about our spot. Could be a bolt here on the Khan. That'll be pretty good for them. Definitely like want to work our way towards the lattice, but don't think we'll do it. I don't think we can do it next turn. If we tap, this goes to 3, go 1, 2, 3. Like I can just slam a lattice, but then the Murktide takes out the Khan, then it's not very effective. I think I should try and prioritize the port to just time walk this thing again. What else can Khan get? Trinosphere would be pretty good. Even Sphere Resistance would be nice. They go top bottom. Go to my turn. Um, obviously gonna tap this. And I guess the question is how much mana, or what am I gonna do with the Khan? And am I gonna port? I think I am gonna port. I think the workshop's always better than the power plant. I could just like port plus Trinosphere this turn. That's like pretty good. Let's go with that. Um, Does mean the Khan is like doesn't get to get um, the lattice for a little bit longer, but that's not the end of the world. What are my exile options? Ballista, Mopal. Nah. I think I just like this sphere. This baits a force, that's really good too. And then next turn the Tanglewire is only going to tap 2, so it'll be this plus this. And then we'll have more than enough to play the Cityscape. I guess really the worst thing that could happen is they force this. Okay, they do have that. They bolt the Khan. Yeah, we'll see. They're gonna play one more soul land, like, because we can play so many soul lands. It's just better to develop our mana. The Tanglewire is gonna be pretty much done next turn because I'm also gonna give them a Power Stone, which is one more thing they can tap. So it's really only gonna tap like a land and the Power Stone. So, but that said, it's gotten me the 2 turns that I really needed it to, and we're super duper far ahead. So I think it's been pretty valuable. And it's still gonna hold them back a little bit over the next couple turns. Lodestone's not bad. Maybe I should have tapped the port instead of the Tanglewire and actually attack with the Tanglewire here. That's right. Oh, actually, true, I can do this. Now the Tanglewire is a bit more effective. So now even this is at 1, we're still gonna port plus Lodestone. They might cast one more spell, facing down a Khan and a Leveler and a Gold Lodestone. And then the following turn, the Khan's going to threaten Mycosynth again. So really just making every turn like kind of agonizing for him. Don't give him any easy choices. Make it really difficult for them to kind of have any chance to get back into it. Um, is the name of the game at this point. Well, the whole game has really been about just stymieing what they're able to get going. Looks like a Tasiga, yeah, and a Bolt. Ragavan. Not too worried about the Ragavan. Um, mm, mm, mm. Let's just go Lodestone. Already used their force, days proof, so yeah, I think this is pretty much it. Attack. Kill this. Kill this. This. Most of them. Do this. Oh, actually, let's see what they tap first, and then we can. If they tap a black source, then we can take them off of black. If they tap a red source, we'll take them off of red. And then we can also invent a sphere for whatever delights we want. Okay, it's game one. Game two, I'll probably follow a similar sideboarding plan for most of these games until I decide I don't like any of it. And I'm definitely open to changing, trying different things in these sideboarded games, but I think the plan is pretty similar. Well, the things that I want to achieve in sideboarding aren't really going to change much, so the sideboarding plan isn't going to change much either. Something like this. So trimming, maybe, yeah. I'm always on the edge with Ballista because, like, if I can play a Ballista to tag a Ragavan, that's really nice. But most of the other threats have 2, maybe 3 toughness, and like for Ballista to kill something with 3 toughness is 6 mana. It's just a terrible mana exchange. So something like this is what I would probably do. Maybe I do want to try and cutting the Amulet more as well as just a low impact card in a matchup where you really need all your cards to do as much as they can. The matchup's not really about speed, it's just about developing a mana advantage and kind of making the most of that. I think everything else here looks good. Let's just go sort mana value. Happy with the lands. Yeah, I cut Cradle in the first match, and the reasoning still is that you don't tend to have multiple creatures, or if any, against Grixis. They're often just forcing or thought seizing or dismembering your creatures, so it's quite rare that you stick multiple creatures and then the Cradle is actually effective. So looking at something like this, I brought in Shadow Spear last time. It's very hit or miss. There's definitely some argument for like these 3. It's probably 2 out of these 5 here that I would be choosing between. Maybe the Night Scythe is just a fine creature as well. I think I don't mind the Shadow Spear, especially if they're trying to like Price of Progress punk me out. I would like the Ugin, but it just matches up so poorly against like a Murktide or mainly just Murktide, I guess. Pretty ordinary against Sassinger as well to minus completely. Not completely, but most of the way. We'll just run the Night Scythe again. So I guess this is the same configuration I had last time. I guess my thought process was a little different this time, but reached the same conclusion, so it's usually a good sign that I'm on the right track. So this workshop is 1 artifact short of Metalcraft on turn 2. Well, I should say short of Metalcraft entirely, given that my hand is 3 drops and 8 drops beyond these 2 cards. So I can't get to 3 mana. If this was like a bauble, I'd be more inclined to keep because I could get to Metalcraft, play turn 2 Tez. That seems decent. As it sits, this hand's kind of just, it's unexciting. It's the rule of thumb you need to remember with bots. If your hand doesn't look broken or if it doesn't spark joy, just don't keep it. Especially not on 7s. Maybe on 6 I'd think more about keeping this, but this is a pretty safe mulligan. This is also unexciting, so let's powder it and keep the Nexus in the deck. Okay, this has 3 pointed cards, so let's go ahead and click keep. A lot of ways we could play this one. I guess there's two main game plans you can kind of enact with this. You go Saga, turn two, well, play turn one Saga, turn two, play Ancient Tomb and just start pumping out creatures. Uh, the alternative is play the Workshop and play the Thran Spider. Now that I've drawn this, that's definitely the way I want to go about this. I suppose fighting against an Elrod, but if we've got turn two Energy Flux on the play, then that'll be a tough to defeat for sure. Okay, no fetch, that's good. Probably holding up a counter spell. Often when your Grixis opponent has a hand that's just like looks a little clunky, it's because they've kept it on the back of a sideboard card. So that's probably the read I'm putting Voltie on here. Um, so with that in mind, the Monument's definitely the best thing to get going to work around that. I think it's just the play no matter what. The question will be, I'm not going to play the lab because I haven't got anything to imprint, and I could play the tomb to play around a daze. But life total is pretty important, and getting the saga running as well is actually not bad either. The death right without any fetches is like a telltale sign of a hand that's just kept on the back of something like a sideboard card. Like it sounds pretty ordinary so far. No turn through threat. It could just be counter spells and like good interaction, which is like definitely a hand that's within the realm of keeping for Voltie and as a Grixis player. Um, we'll see. It does stick. It's good. Let's get in with the spoiler. I'm going to put more spiders in the deck soon. I'm going to play the Stark upgrade, the one from Spider-Man set. So it'll be a spider themed deck before you know it. Okay, no play, no counterspell. This has to be an energy flux. Which is like just not that bad. We'll just keep both of these going. Oh no, there's no blue mana here. Barraglyph? Cake me. Okay. That's also something that I could see as a reason to keep the hand, so that makes enough sense. Um guess the Ugin's lab's pretty unimportant. Let's let that go. Hmm. That does give him a mana with the death rights. So I still stand by that choice, but not something I had considered at the time. I can play Thought Knot here by playing the Mind Stone off of the workshop. Let's crack in for 2 for starters. Um, it's that or it's like play Mystic Forge and hold up activation of Saga. So like I wouldn't miss out on a Saga activation, which is always something you want to be prioritizing in a grindy matchup. Um, I guess the question is like how sold am I on that energy flux read that I had? And like, do I really want to get this Thought Knot out and nab the flux? Or was like, did Voltie just keep because the Colligan's like pretty nice? It's tricky. It does mean we get to get the Mind Stone down, which is good to like develop our mana a little bit more. But it does mean we're missing out on a Saga token. Hmm. Like we're pretty far ahead if we do just get the Thought Knot down. We'll nab a card, we'll make a token next turn. We'll get the Mystic Forge going. Okay, let's go with the Thought Knot line. Might regret it just given how like Saga plus getting Forge down is like so much value, so might be something I regret doing in the end, but I think this game's still very, very winnable if I just Thought Knot their best card this turn, even if they don't have the energy flux. Maybe I can sign here. That's quite punishing, I guess. Replicate it once for good measure. Don't think you can do that. I think it's part of the cost, but it's obviously consign that we're looking at. Yeah. My thoughts also for this is that like the Thought Knot plays around a daze, plays around um, Force of Negation, Spell Pierce, so played a little bit better with this open blue mana from the Death Riot, but yeah, does not work out. Okay. This could be okay in the end. Like maybe the Forge will be more valuable than the Thought Knot, but knowing that it was like, I guess at this point, knowing the consign, I wish I had played the Forge. Um, that said, I also feel slightly better about the potential that there's no flux because they've already like it looks like they kept the hand on Deathrite, 2 or 3 lands, and these 2 cards. Like that's a very justifiable keep. So I'm gonna stop freaking out about flux. My thought not. How rude. Okay, this went terribly. They are at 8, so that's good. Obviously we'll make the dude. Be pretty big here, which is good. I think I might get Relic to get some more action going and just stymie their graveyard a little bit. Um, let's go with the Relic. Play the Bauble. And now the Construct's pretty big, so he can crack in soon. I think if the Deathrite goes to target something, I'm just gonna Relic. Well, if it targets something in mine, I'm gonna Relic. Like if he tries to hit my Saga, I'll obviously Relic it myself with the tap ability. But if we see um, targeting a spell, then I'd probably go after. Um, I'd probably crack it. I guess I'd lose 2 life as well. Let's crack. to surveil. I could also just crack now. Oh, this is kind of strange. Making the mana in response to the surveil. Is it like, is this bait because they want to surveil without getting messed up? Kind of weird. I'm gonna fall for the bait. There's a lot of draws I could have here that with an untapped workshop and a floating mana that would really like just like a lodestone would seal the deal. That's not a lodestone. Um, and maybe this 3 mana actually means something to Voltie. Um, could also be interesting bait that it was she's trying to line up a dismember on the token, so like making me sack an artifact to bring it down a power and toughness. Could have been the goal. Yeah, this is also part of the issue. Like the reason I didn't crack the bulb is because I'm trying to conceal cards from a Thoughtseize, so cracking the relic there and missing on something that I can workshop out, it means that I really just get stuck under, well, the Thoughtseize opens up again. Okay, that's right. Let's crack the bauble, probably find another artifact or two to get up to, get this back up to 6 toughness. That's really the goal here. We need to hit 2 artifacts here. Hmm, it's a pretty good artifact. I think I'll cast that one. Just doing anything? No, 3. I still have enough though. Can't wait to get dazed. Yippee! Okay, that's match 2. Tying it up at 1-1. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for round 3.